Hey guys, I know I haven't posted in a while, so today we're going to be playing Adopt Me while watching Film Theory, Mary Mary.
You're trapped in a house, alone. The doors won't open, the windows won't break. During the day, nothing much happens. But at night, well, let's just say you're not alone anymore. Hello, Internet! Welcome to Film Theory, bringing the spooky to you way before Halloween comes around. Still didn't beat the retailers, though. I mean, there are jack-o'-lanterns and scarecrows on display at my local grocery store right now. Come on, people! Let summer have its time! Today, though, in that spirit of horror, we're covering what I consider to be a modern-era Blair Witch Project. A homegrown YouTube horror story that's put me more on edge than anything I've seen in theaters for the past few years. There's a certain comfort you have in structures, you know? If a movie's rated PG-13 or R, you know the level of scare that they're gonna be able to reach within that movie, and there's a level of comfort there. You know something has to be commercially marketable to make it into a theater, and whether you realize it or not, that gives you a certain level of safety. Stories in movies have 3 acts after all, and whether the resolution of that movie is good or bad, it's still a movie. It's still going to have to resolve. Horror stories that exist online, though, don't work that way. It's the sort of horror that you can't find anywhere else. It's raw, it's unpolished, it's unpredictable. It rips away all of those safety nets that we hold dear, and as a result, it's able to deliver experiences that truly chill you to the core. Which is why today we're talking about Hi, I'm Mary Mary, a channel I've had my eye on for a while, and one that, after I covered Local 58, a lot of you requested me talk about. Fair warning, this is not one to watch at night. Or in headphones, honestly, because the sound design is literally the most unsettling part of it. Partly because of the creep factor, but mostly because audio normalization is not a tool in Mary's tool set. Now, for the majority of you who've never heard of this channel, let me give you a little bit of background. Hi, I'm Mary Mary was created in 2016 with a video simply titled Hello, where we're introduced to Mary, a girl who awakens in a house with no memory of how she got there. What she can tell us is that she's in what she thinks is her parents' house, or at least a copy of it, and she's unable to leave. The doors are locked. The windows won't break. She has a camera and access to the internet, but otherwise, she's completely alone. Even on the internet, even when she has access to Twitter, which, let's be honest, I know this is supposed to be a horror series and all, but Twitter without people screaming at you doesn't sound like a nightmare, sounds more like a dream come true. During the day, nothing much happens, but at night, well, maybe Mary isn't as alone as she thinks she is. The first video ends abruptly, as we catch a glimpse of a shadowy woman wearing a black veil. Over the next few uploads, we're introduced to the scariest 4 housemates you could ever want. 4 distinct entities, each acting in their own unique way, each stalking and attacking her as she tries to survive inside the house. For the majority of the series, she spends her time in that home, learning the rules of this new reality that she suddenly found herself in. Eventually, however, she stumbles into a new location, somewhere outside, a place she calls the garden, a place where she's finally able to catch a break from all the monsters that exist inside her house, a place where she's joined by a version of herself dressed all in white. But even that soon reveals itself to be a trap. As she frequents the garden to escape from her home more and more, even the garden begins to change into something much more sinister. And that's not all. Mary Mary is a story that spills out of its videos and over into her blog and Twitter account, with each outlet providing different pieces to the puzzle of what's really going on in Mary Mary's world. Vague additional details from the tweets, unreleased thoughts and images in her blog, secret messages hidden in that website source code. In the source code, people, Mary Mary isn't just a horror story about one young woman's torture, my friends. It is a complete ARG experience just waiting for us to decipher. So what's the theory today? Well, we're just trying to figure out what's really going on. If the premise didn't already tip you off that there might be something deeper at play here, the sudden appearance of a mirror version of yourself in a Garden of Eden while you're fighting literal demons back in your horror house, seems like this story might be pretty darn symbolic. So that, my friends, is our goal today. Expose the evils haunting Mary Mary, and in the process, answer the cries for help she's been leaving across her blog and Twitter. And before we begin, I know I already made a warning earlier about the series, but it does bear one final warning here as we get started. This series is really dark. It gets intense. It deals with some very real, very heavy subjects, and it does so in a way that feels very personal. So what I would say is watch it for the entertainment, watch it for the scares, take it in small doses, but if any of the imagery or topics that it addresses starts to affect you in any way, we've included phone lines from around the world who are there and available for calls and help down in the description below. And again, the fact that I'm saying that sort of disclaimer on a series that was created by a young woman here on YouTube and not any of the other wacky stuff that we've ever covered on this channel should really tell you a lot about how effective Hi, I'm Mary Mary really is at delivering a hard-hitting narrative. So with those disclaimers out of the way,
Pies put garlic palm tenders, cheesy bites, and marinara